Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to another Q&A video. Today I'm just going to take your guys' questions on the last Q&A video and answer them here. For everybody that was hoping for a recon video, that will be coming out tomorrow, so no worries. But let's just hop right into some questions, and first up here is Franco Arboleda, who would like to say, I'm a support main, and sadly I'm bronze 5 in flex. Any suggestions on how to climb fast, and which support champions could I play that will make me climb up fast? So I just recommend playing something that's pretty mechanically easy, yet is really strong in the meta, and can really influence games. So I'd really just say champions like Sona or Soraka here. They're very strong champions in low elo, they don't have a lot of skill shots, and they can really influence games. Some dude with a very Russian name that I'm not going to try to pronounce would like to know if I think Lucian will get nerfed. I think he may receive some small tweaks because of how strong he is with the Blade of the Ruined King, but I definitely don't think he's going to get a big nerf because although he is really strong in the early game, he definitely falls off pretty hard. White Shadow 3412 would like to know if I think Graves or Master Yi is a better jungler. So I'd have to say it's easily Graves, especially in the higher elos, but Master Yi can be pretty solid in the lower elos. Graves, however, has dropped a fair bit because of his nerfs, and Master Yi is probably almost just as good now. Next, Wild Butterfly, aka Mel, would like me to do a short beatbox. So I apologize, this is probably going to trigger a couple people. I don't practice this. It's going to be horrible. But here we go. And just like that, I officially hate myself. Alright, let's pretend that never happened. Saranga Prabathia would like to know when I'm going to do my Road to Diamond episode 3. They are looking for more videos like that. So yeah, I definitely like making the videos, and I started streaming after I started doing that, so I'm kind of technically doing it on stream, but I do have to figure out a way to take that stream footage and kind of turn it into a YouTube video. So when I actually figure out how I'm going to do that, then of course there will be more of those Road to Diamond videos. Icebreaker asks, is Gnar Bad decent or good due to the buffs and nerfs to him and the changes to Black Cleaver and Frozen Mallet? So yeah, Gnar has got hit fairly often, and he's only kind of decent right now. I definitely wouldn't say he's bad because he can really bully a lot of top laner, and he is a decent counter pick, but he's nowhere near as good as he was before. Either way though, he is a decent champion, and if you want to have him in your champion pool, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Alright, next we got Black Hand says, Heyo, I main top and jungle, but mainly top lane. Would you recommend Yorick for climbing elo? I also do play Jayce pretty often as well, but I'm not too sure who'd be better to carry. Here's a random question. Do you like ducks? So first off, Yorick is pretty damn decent for climbing elo, especially from like bronze to gold, because he has really good split push and people can't really deal with it too effectively. But that is how I'd build him. I'd get like a Trinity Force and then a Zerot portal and just split until the game's basically over. Either the enemy team is going to spend a lot of time trying to shut you down, and sometimes you can even 1v2 them, or they're just going to ignore you and you can just end the game. Jayce, however, is a really strong champion as well, and honestly, you could carry your way out of whatever elo you are with either of those champions. As for ducks, ducks are super nice, man. I really like me some ducks. They're not as great as turtles, but ducks are pretty decent. GoldDMC says, is it worth maining Kennen? I don't know, I have 200,000 mastery points on him, and I carry every game. If you carry every game, hell yeah, go for it. Kennen is a pretty decent champion, and with that whole like 80 carry kind of on hit build, he's pretty damn good. He's a great champion you can pick early on in the draft because he has multiple ways you can kind of build him. If you need some AD, go for an AD build. If you need that AP, go for an AP build. He's a really strong champion. Since you have 200,000 mastery points on him as well, you may as well play him, especially since you carry every game. Kenneth Wimmer says, just found your channel recently and love it. Well, thank you very much. Never heard your Q&A before, and I have to say it's great. One question, one champion I can use to get the hell out of bronze. Thank you. So the thing about getting out of bronze is you could literally pick any champion and do it rather easily as long as you have the mechanics down, you last hit properly, and you don't tilt until you end up just losing. I would recommend playing a mechanically easy champion though, something like a Pantheon in a top lane or Annie in the mid lane, something you can easily carry on. Mike Campo asks, do you think Elise is hot? And if so, a 10. Man, I don't know how I feel about the whole multi-leg thing. It's like, imagine you're just like in the grocery store and Elise is there. And you're just like, damn that ass. And then she suddenly changes into spider form and it's just like, oh hell no! It's kind of like, how do I say this without triggering people? You see your preferred sex and you kind of think to yourself, damn they fine, and then they turn around and they are definitely not the sex you thought, and it's just like, oh god. Plus, let's keep this PG. Let's say you engaged in activities with Elise, if you know what I'm saying. Some female spiders devour their mates, and that's kind of frightening and something I don't want to be a part of. On a more serious note, as for a 10, hell no, I do not like spiders, man. Alright, that was awkward. Let's move on. Hindset, do you have an EU West account? If so, please tell me. I want to add you senpai. I unfortunately do not have an EU West account. I only have an NA one because lag tilts me so hard, and if I hit like even 60 ping, I lose my shit. So unfortunately, I cannot play on EU West. No team in Teemo. Oh my god. Question, am I a bad person for maining Teemo? I'm gonna keep this one short. Yes, you are, man. Alright, Zed's Army. To a plat 80 carry main that wants to climb, which champion would you recommend be played more often to climb? Hope you understood. Thanks. Well, if you're in plat, then you must have some sense of how to position properly, so you can definitely play those really strong hyper carries like Kog'Maw. But other than that, just look at your OPGG and actually look at your champions, go through their stats, and figure out what you play the best, and just kind of go from there. Ursa TV would like to know if he thinks suspicious one-tricks, something like a Caitlyn jungle, can climb past Platinum. So, I mean, they could, because people have mained Heimerdinger and all sorts of dumb champions and got to Masters, so it's definitely possible, but it would be harder than just playing an actual good champion in the role. Unless you were kind of just doing it for fun, then I would kind of just say, don't do it. Forgotten Hero asks, will you do a face reveal, and which champion is the most OP one? I'm definitely going to do a face reveal at some point. I'm not sure what number I'm kind of waiting for on YouTube, but definitely a face reveal will come at some point. As for OP champions, I'd say Pantheon in the top lane because he crushes basically everything. Ahri is a really strong, in my opinion, OP mid laner. And for jungle, Ivern is still really ridiculous. Arvid Games, how many points do you have on Nocturne? Honestly, I'm not even sure, but I have so many accounts, my points are just kind of spread out amongst them all. So I don't have like a big number, like 200,000 I could say, or, you know, whatever. So, yeah, I play him a lot, but I don't have like a big mastery point number. Nerdy Weeaboo says, I play Swain a decent amount and can snowball in my lane very hard. I also gank other lanes by teleporting in team fights and objectives, but somehow I'll still lose the game. How can Swain carry 1v9? Well, Swain is a pretty crazy champion in the fact that you can build a bunch of items and then hit R and run in between 5 people and usually not even die. Some games, to be honest, are just completely unwinnable no matter how good you do. If your lanes really get crushed, there's nothing you can do. I do believe, however, that you can win 70 to 80% of your games at least, and all you have to really make sure is that at least you win those games. Just make sure you're itemizing properly, get the proper defensives, and you should be fine. Christian Alistair asks, is there any color better than spring? No. Spring is the best one. Ninth Doctor would like to know if I do coaching. So, I've never done any, but I'm thinking about making it somewhere in my Patreon where if people do, you know, support me, then I will kind of give back by giving them tips, going through some replays, and trying to coach them. But as I said, I've never actually done it, so I'm not even sure what coaching would completely entail. So I'd kind of have to figure that out, but I would be open to that sort of thing for sure. Nightbeats asks, do you ever do any fan games during your streams? This is something I also want to try to figure out. I want to kind of come up with a way to make it fair if I'm doing the games that everybody has an equal chance of getting in them. You know, no bias and being able to see them in order. I don't know, like you can kind of see where I'm going. But when I do get that kind of figured out, for sure, I will set probably a day a week and do some fan games during those. Definitely something I want to do and I've thought about. Luca Sustersik would like to say, hello, so what do you think about the new champion Xayah? Is she worth mastering? Thank you if you respond. Well, you are very welcome. I think Xayah is a really strong champion. She's really weak early on, but she definitely has some high damage potential, and a lot of it's AoE. She's definitely a really fun to play champion, and I definitely think it's worth playing her. I'm going to do one more here. Sorry if I didn't get to all the questions. I'm trying to keep the video around 10 minutes to 15 minutes. I don't want to make it too long because people probably won't like that. But anyways, the last question, Alden Cintric asks, what are the common mistakes that low elo players do? So I actually have a video I want to finish for Sunday, which will be called How to Actually Improve at League of Legends. This video is going to be pretty much all about what you kind of just asked me. It starts by going into things like keeping your cool and not tilting like crazy because that just makes you play worse. CSing more effectively because a lot of people in the lower elos kind of just roam around looking for kills and then you have no CS and you don't really have any items, but your score looks nice. You know, that's wonderful and all, but when the 350 CS Kale at 30 minutes comes in and starts destroying your entire team, then you kind of got an issue. But those pretty much are the two main ones. So I'm going to end the video here. Sorry if I didn't get your question. If you did leave one on the last video and I didn't answer it, just please leave it on this one. Of course, anything at all you guys would like to know about me or League of Legends or anything at all, please leave it down in the comments and I'll be sure to answer it. But other than that, thank you guys a ton for checking out the video. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next Q&A. Take it easy, and peace.